Well, well, well. Welcome back to the channel, guys, for another episode of When Will Inazuma 11 Victory Road actually be released? So, yeah, let's get right into it without further ado. You see what it says on the screen, you've seen the title of the video, it's been delayed, okay? I thought I'd bring up the last patch notes so that we can actually have a look and make sure that we're not being gaslit and that Hino really is a master level troll, okay? So, as we can see here, what does that say, ladies and gentlemen? Scheduled for early May 2024, okay? Now, I just want to look at a calendar, okay? Because maybe I'm the idiot here, okay? Maybe I don't understand. But the last time I checked, there's approximately 30 days in a month, right? So, early part of the month would be the first 10 days. Middle of the month would be the next 10 days. And then the end of the month would be the last 10, right? So, am I wrong in thinking that, early May should have been, by like Friday, we should have had the drop. So to all those people asking me when the story mode update was going to drop, I apologize. Look, it's not my fault. Hino decided to be a scrub. Okay, so it's now been delayed to late May. Now, I mean, we've got to start being sensible here, right? Okay, so this game's already been delayed for like freaking 7 years. So should we take this late May with a grain of salt? I think so. Don't expect it to come out in late May. Just let it be a surprise when it happens. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into the actual patch notes and let's see what's changed. So thank you for playing the beta test trial version. Come on, let's be honest. I know so many people have stopped playing it now because the grind's a bit dead. You're only getting XP from online battles. Online is crap. People just DC all the time. There's not much more to do. So it's a pretty dead situation at the moment. So they've made the following adjustments based on opinions and impressions submitted. Okay. I will continue to improve the quality so that our users can enjoy the game even more. So please continue to cooperate with the beta test. Mate, you need to be more communicative. That's what you need to do. Right, so adjustment details and specifications are subject to change. Yeah. Updated / newly added items are listed with the date in the heading. Items published before May the 10th that have been updated are underlined. Alright. Additions and corrections. Yeah, so we know it's meant to be the addition of story mode. Theatre mode, we know about that already. So there have been some additional changes to the way in which like disconnecting and the penalties. So anyone who illegally disconnects will just be classed as like unconditionally you lost. Even if you are disconnected midway, the person who was disconnected will be able to obtain the items they have obtained up to this point. If it is determined that an unauthorized disconnection has been made, the acquired items will be confiscated. Okay. If the match ends during the first half, neither player will receive experience points. If the first half has ended, the disconnected party will gain half the experience points. Alright, I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. So, in simple terms, if you or your opponent disconnects in the first half, you both just fucked, which is kind of rubbish. But if they disconnect in the second half, then the person who was disconnected on still gets half the experience points. I don't know. If it happens in the second half, just give us full XP. We were going to play the game anyway. Like, I don't get why you're being penalized for playing against someone who's got a crappy connection or is a little baby and can't deal with losing. That just seems counterintuitive. But okay. If you repeatedly disconnect illegally within 1 hour, you'll be unable to play online matches for a certain period of time. So the first time you illegally disconnect, you'll be given a warning message. The second time, you'll be banned from online for 5 minutes. Third time, 10 minutes. Fourth time, 15. I actually think, right, that, like, for example, I play another game called Smite, and in that, it scales massively. So if you keep on disconnecting, it doesn't just go up by like 5 minutes. It goes up like kind of exponentially. So maybe it'll be like 5, then 10, then 15. or maybe it'll go up even more, so it'll be like 5, then 15, then 30, then an hour. I think it should proper penalize people. Because like 5, 10, 15 minutes is not that. For the 4th time and you're only getting for 15. I get that technically because there'll be a space in between each one of these. But I think make it 5, 15, 30, mate. Like, fuck them. That's what I say. As a countermeasure against disconnection, when you judge that there is no chance of winning, you can immediately decide the winner by surrendering, even in the middle of the match. If the match ends due to surrendering, you will receive an item, and if you cut it, the item will be confiscated. That doesn't make any sense. That's so stupid, right? Because who the hell's going to surrender and then disconnect? Like, that just seems a bit stupid, but okay. If the match ends during the first half, neither player will receive experience points. If the first half has ended, the winning side will receive half the experience points. This still just penalizes the person who's playing well. Am I wrong in thinking that this is just stupid? So if you're playing against someone and you're absolutely trashing them, and it's so bad you got 3 goals in the first half and they're like, oh, I'm going to surrender, you just get penalized for being better than them because they surrendered in the first half. That's stupid. That's actually just stupid. Give us full points in the second half if they surrender, and give us half points in the first half if they surrender. That's what I say. Let me know in the comments if you guys agree or disagree. This is the big one that they should have just given us a patch for, like, immediately. I don't understand why he can't just drop this as a pseudo patch. Just, here you guys go, better online match making and connectivity and all of that. Instead, we have to wait for the full update that he wants to do before we get this. It's just killing the momentum of the beta. So renewed UI around training, yeah, I mean that's pretty self-explanatory. So you got match history, so you can just see how your previous matches went, which is not bad. A block list, which is good, so you can actually block and ban people. So if you've noticed that there's a specific troll that likes to, I don't know, abuse exploits or something, and you see him in the rank ladder a lot, you can just block that person and hopefully you don't have to deal with them, and you can also report them. This week's player score, so added a display of player scores required for participation in online tournaments. Scores will be added up based on your play and battle results in ranked matches every week. So pretty much in order to participate in official online tournaments, you need to play online, like kind of regularly, your ranked matches, and then you get points that basically put you towards. So added a display of player scores required for participation in official online tournaments. Scores will be added up based on your play and battle results in ranked matches every week. So I guess play ranked and you'll get enough points that you can kind of qualify for official online tournaments, which makes sense. So corrected an error in the effect time of tactics. Okay, so the effect timer will no longer stop while in the zone or focus. Basically, the effect timer advances while the player can move the character. This makes sense. When waiting for command input, the effect timer will be stopped. When slowing down during a zone, time will advance according to the slow multiplier. The effect time of all tactics will be changed to 40. Yeah, this is a reasonable change. I mean, it doesn't really change too much, but I guess it makes sense. So you extend how long tactics last for, but now they continue to go when you're moving. That seems logical. I can't really say anything bad about that. Display of tactics, screen guide, new confirmation UI. Displays the effect time of tactics and super tactics for both enemies and allies. You can see that the call is the L button and the time remaining. So basically you could activate this by pressing the L button to have a look. Yeah, which is good. So it'll you can kind of bring this up on your screen to just have a look on things and check. I think that's good. I like the fact that it's not just like permanently there. You can bring it up further if you need to have a look at it. Changes to the character switching operation UI during defense. Change the display when switching characters during defense. Change from a circle to a vector. Okay. I hope this does work as intended. I think it will do, so that you're actually able to see what direction you want to move your cursor to change to someone, so you're not just kind of moving your left thumbstick in a general direction and hoping for the best. New Operation 3 Pass implemented. You can easily adjust the path position by holding down the B button. A so-called 3 pass becomes possible. Okay, so I guess this just means that the longer you hold it down for, maybe the longer that this vector kind of how long it is, and so you can kind of control how far you want the 3 pass to be, and then your players should run into it. So change processing of Hatsu and tension. There's not tension. I think Ki is bond power. Change the required tension check timing for Satsu, or tension and fucking hell. Check your tension when you shoot at the goal. Okay? Is that going to give us, like, is that going to actually change it so it's a visible thing that we can see, or is it still just going to be a bar? Because maybe a percentage as well might be valuable, like actually showing your tension bar as a percentage. The buff and debuff effects and display of hit will be changed to addition instead of multiplication. Ah, okay, so it was multiplication before. Okay, I thought it was addition, but yeah, I guess that makes more sense. It's easy for people to do maths than I mean, not maths, addition and multiplication. Change the processing, yeah, related. Fuck, that's just not even proper English, is it? So added a power list where you can check the values of Hisatsu's tension, skill, and Kizuna. Fuck. When shooting. Added display of final shot attack, addition, and KP addition when keeper catch. Other than that's, yeah, let's just have a look at the photos, because that just didn't make any sense. So basically, you're just going to be able to see a fuck ton, a metric ton of information on here. Almost too much information. I hope that this can be toggled on and off. But I guess it's just making things extremely clear. So you can see where things are coming from. I guess this would be like, you're getting this from your bond power, and then you're getting this from, I don't know, your substitute bonus or whatever. And that's all contributing to your total attack power. Something along those lines. Let's have a look. What's this one showing? I don't know, additional passes and stuff, and how they work. Significantly changed calculation specifications for Hisatsu. So Hisatsu has been changed to an effect that converts the percentage of tension into percentage of damage to the keeper power. Now, Hisatsu reduces KP by the same percentage as the remaining tension gauge amount. At this time, the enemy keeper will receive the sum of the shot attack and hit damage as KP damage. Tension converted to KP damage when it's consumed. Tension is not consumed except when scoring points. The tension consumed when scoring is consumed by the proportion that reduces the opponent's KP. Am I the only one who's like just struggling here with understanding what the hell they're trying to say? Like, I really think it'd just be valuable to actually just have, like, I don't know, a photo. And they should, like, come on, you're gonna release the this game as a worldwide beta. Can you not also just release patch notes, like, at the same time? Why did we release the Japanese one that we have to translate, and the translation's ass, and we have to sit here trying to be linguistic scholars to understand what is changed? Kind of stupid. Anyway, if anyone better understands this in the comments, feel free to let me know. But I mean, it just seems like further changes to how Hisatsu's are going to affect the tension and KP bar. I feel like this is one of those ones that will just be better seen in practice. Also, they're running out of time with, like, putting the update out, so we can actually play with it and understand whether or not it's a good change or not, and we can give them advice. But hey, you know, I'm not a game developer, I'm just a YouTuber. You can challenge Legend of Heroes Alias Masters, which is their level 50 team. Have a quick look. All right, cool. And they're all actually legendary. Added Legend of Heroes Alias Masters to competitive mode. Along with this, new techniques have been added in consideration of the impact to online. The number of challenges is limited to 5 per day. I still don't understand why it says in consideration to the impact online. Like, you're not facing them online, it's versus CPU. Why does it have to be limited to 5 times a day? I guess maybe it's the amount of XP that you'll gain from them. And so it's gating the amount of XP you can get, because I guess if you could beat them consistently, you could farm a lot of XP. But I mean, would that not just be a good thing to let people do, especially in the beta at the very least? But hey, adjusted the difficulty of high AI, so they're going to be more difficult to play against, which will be good. By defeating the Legend of Heroes Alias Masters, it will transform into a special user nameplate, so you'll get like a title, which is cool. Added the stamp function, you'll be able to communicate using stamps during the match and the room lobby. So you're going to be able to switch this feature on and off, and it'll have a cooldown timer, so I guess you can't fully just toxically spam people constantly. We talked about the landing animation to make the game just look a bit more realistic. Game balance adjustment, double the XP you get from CPU battles. So this bit definitely is interesting. You'll be able to save data for data transfer from Nintendo Switch to other platforms. We will notify you as soon as the distribution start date for the beta test trial version for PlayStation 5, 4, and the Steam version is decided. An Epic Games account is required to perform cross-save. Okay, well, I guess if you've not got an Epic Games account, it's time to go make one. Luckily, I do have one, but it doesn't matter because I'm going to be playing on Switch for the most part. Interesting that it doesn't mention mobile. I'm curious as to when they're going to do that. Also, like, I'm not sure here if they're saying that this still isn't. I mean, I would assume that this is still an indicator that when the next update drops, the story mode update, that will also drop for PS5, PlayStation 4, and Steam. So I would say for all the people still asking me, this is going to drop end of May for everything other than mobile. Tension displayed when watching the game. Yep. Keeper operation. So during when you're in the zone, defensive zone at least, your keeper can now operate by being switched. Player names can be displayed on some uniforms, which is sick. Uniform emblem added. So emblem related to the story will be added to the shop. Additionally, new uniforms will be added upon clearing the story mode. Okay, that's cool. So you beat a team, you can now play as their kit. Goal performance, we talked about that. Pass kick mode switching function added, changed. So, I mean, this whole pass and kick mode thing, I would assume that this is also in relation to, I know some people talk about, you know, the cheesy mechanic that I've referred to, where you can just kick the ball into the net. I wonder if kick mode is related to that, and they're going to introduce it in some way, shape, or form as an actual feature of the game. So, I mean, it'd actually be cool to see what that looks like in practice. They just talk about it, but we can't actually see how the hell it works. That's always useful. Ball rotation in the net. Improved player placement during free kicks. So it's actually going to be more like a realistic free kick now. So defenders are going to be in the way of your actual shot, which obviously helps you as a defensive player and is just more realistic to the real game. Focus adjustment near the touchline. Yep, this change makes sense because you kind of abused it before, that you could just slide tackle. Well, you could let someone slide tackle you, and if you were close to the edge, you were going to get possession back anyway. So now it's less easy to lose possession near the touchline. Added uniform number change. This is pretty cool. So you can change, I guess, the numbers for certain players that you like. So if you're like me and your favorite number is 11, you can change your favorite player, aka Shu or Tezcat, to 11 as well. That's pretty cool. Level at rarity up. The experience points required to level up are set for each rarity. When raising the rarity, the level will be lowered to compensate for the lack of experience points. Okay, sure. Balance adjustment. Adjustment of counter build passive effect generation conditions. The condition of tension below 30% has been abolished, and the effect can now occur for 15 seconds after regaining the ball by something other than a catch. Change the damage reduction effect to KP to increase KP. Mate, I mean, these changes seem interesting, but do you know how we know how they work? By actually playing the goddamn game with them. I'm just pissed off. I feel like they just need to put it, like, give us the update, man. Stop taking ages. Like, even if it's not great, give us an update, let us work with it, and then change as you see fit. Desarm's passive has been changed. So change the passive that is effective when using Desarm as a keeper. So before, tension drain 10% when the enemy passes out with focus, and now it's 5% tension gained when winning team focus or scramble. That's a pretty good passive now. Clara's status adjustment. Clara's agility has been greatly increased. We will make adjustments to stats other than agility so that the usability remains the same. We'll make adjustments so that there is an option to use him as a keeper. Change some character special moves. So Gokka, Bomber, and Zohan now have Asteroid Belt instead of their other abilities. So when you pass out, change the tension gained by the side that passed out from 12 to 30, which is a pretty massive change to be fair. Shorten the focus reception time after passing out. Okay, balance adjustment. Bond protocol, increase the amount to -100. So you basically lose no bond power now when you use bond protocol. Flame wall effect change from attack increase effect on its own side to KP increase of 10%. That's actually a really, really good passive now, personally. Diamond protect or diamond defense effect change from contact rate 25%, which I think is save rate, to save rate plus 5%. So that's been nerfed pretty heavily. Improving translation quality. Yeah, we talked about that. Beta, bug fixes. New features to be implemented in the product version. So not in the update, but there's going to be direct to AI mode, or also known as like manager mode. In this mode, you become the manager, develop your characters, create your own team, and run the game while giving instructions. You can decide the thoughts of the character AI in advance, and you can fight against your opponent regardless of your fingertip technique or explosive power. Cool. So in other words, there is now going to be like a football manager-esque mode to the final game, which is pretty cool. So that gives us quite a few different options and ways in which to enjoy the game, which means that it will appeal to a wider scope of people. Anyways, that does sum up today's, I don't know what, summary of the patch notes. I'm really quite annoyed that Hino can't just be more communicative and that it's been delayed again. But yep, that's the patch notes. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. In terms of channel updates, if you guys have watched this far into the video, I will be uploading. I'm carrying on my Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom gameplay and series, because I have 3 videos that were already pre-recorded, but I just never uploaded them until I've started back on YouTube again. So I'm going to carry that on the channel, because until we actually get some patch notes, it's, content is going to be a bit stale. So I thought, right, my channel is not going to be solely Inazuma 11 anyway, so expect to see some other videos come out on the channel, so I'd appreciate if you support those. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy, remember to drop a like, comment, and subscribe. And until the next video, have a great rest of your day. Deuces.